So for this assessment, two prompts have been asked to be answered. The first one that's being asked for me is to discuss climate change, as well as the anthropogenic, which is human environmental impact, just something about human studies, or if it's natural, and then what my views were on the topic. So personally, I kind of see it as both. I see it as two things. One of them is that it's just natural for over time the earth changes. It goes through a lot of different changes over millions of years. It's never the same. Like millions of years ago, there was trees that covered the entire earth. There was an ice age that happened a certain amount of time ago. The earth is constantly changing all the time, just as people do, or something around that. Another way, I guess, that you can see it is humans having an impact on it. This one's much more obvious because humans have a direct impact on the environment. The earth changing itself is not as obvious, maybe, or direct. But either way, yeah, humans definitely make a lot of waste and pollution, and environmental changes have been made over the course of history, but there's still a lot that needs to be done. There are some things that we can do personally that I think should be totally exploited and going for is the Ideonella bacterium. Sorry about the pronunciation. It's basically a plastic-eating bacteria, and you can use that. Although it is quite slow, there's still ways being developed to make it faster. So it can degrade the bacteria, can eat the plastic basically. It was found in some sludge in some pond or something. I don't know. It's kind of gross, but it's actually really helpful because other than that, the plastic has to degrade on its own, and it usually takes years and years and years, and in this case it could take half that time, way less, only however amount of time it is, much less than on its own. This probably would greatly help the environment recover from some of the pollution and waste that we give out, For the second topic, moving on from that, for the second topic asks what my viewpoint was on rewilding and what novel ecosystems were. I guess a good way of seeing what a novel ecosystem is some real life examples. Not mowing your lawn for like 6 months to a year or something like that. You can have a whole ecosystem of animals in there that is just crazy. There can be hundreds of species in that backyard if you let the grass grow enough. All kinds of bugs and insects and different plants and flowers and things like that. Another one would be in the middle of a city, like some untouched piece of land, just somewhere with a bunch of grass, trees, birds, stuff like that, animals. A novel ecosystem is pretty much just an environment or like a area that is basically an ecosystem that you just wouldn't normally find in a place where it would be, like the city. That's pretty obvious. Normally you wouldn't think of a forest in the middle of the city, but it exists, I guess. Depends. For rewilding, this is basically allowing nature to go back to how it's been before. So maybe an old boom town in the middle of Texas that just is sitting there, and then you kind of bulldoze all the houses away and allow the environment to come back or something like that. It's basically allowing nature and the ecosystem to restore itself, kind of letting it do it on its own, not really having a human hand in it as much as like controlled national parks or anything like that. You just kind of let it do its own thing without human intervention. There's some other things like that too as well, with like a big grassland let's say that there's a big facility on there, you can just maybe, if it no longer is in use, you could just get rid of it basically instead of leaving it there, and then allow all the animals and plants to come back and stuff. That's all I had.